All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Finance Junkies. We are here today. KRIS is still sick. He has got the flu, so he's not going to be with us tonight. VITALY, I think, will be here soon in a bit. Might be 10, 15 minutes late. If he's not, you still got me and is he coming here today?
Well, he didn't say that he wasn't going to be here, so
okay.
he'll usually write if he's not going to be in. So.
Okay, cool. 122 people in 22 seconds. Carlos, did anything happen today that you thought people might care about knowing about?
No, I mean, I was on Twitter.
Dollar General was down about 0.3%. That was
I didn't see. Did SoFi? What was SoFi looking like?
I think today? SoFi was like down 2%.
I mean, I was on Twitter all day and it was so boring.
Dude, like literally my feed was I couldn't. Elon's this company's gonna go bankrupt. There's nothing exciting on Twitter.
It's all like this bullshit from Ecuador and some bullshit tunnels in New York City. I was like,
dude, all right, no lie, dude. I woke up this morning. I just scrolled through Twitter. I promise you, there was an entire video of corn, if you know what I mean, as an ad. When I mean entire video of corn at 54 minutes, as an ad, it was being advertised. The reason I know it was an entire video is not only because I clicked it and I just scrolled through it.
Watched the whole thing.
I've seen this video before on certain websites. It's a corn on the cob, someone's eating the cob. They're really eating the cob. And I'm like, and it said sponsored. I'm like, yo, something's going on in their ad system, but Elon's making money.
Actually, I don't think it's the ad system because I get the emails now for the Finance Junkies, what is it? Not the TikTok, for the Finance Junkies YouTube, and it's like content you might like from TikTok, and I'm like, who is feeding the algorithm this smut that we keep getting suggested this crap? We get nothing about the stock market, nothing about crypto, nothing about real estate. It is just smut, and I'm like, one of you guys is logging into the account, needs to log out and make it browser.
That's exactly what's happening.
You or KRIS, to be honest.
All I'm saying is, dude, when I clicked on that ad, I don't even know why I clicked on it, dude. It said something, and I just like scrolled through it, and it's like 54 minutes. Yeah. I was like, is it actually going to show everything? Because I've seen this video. I know what happens. Like, there's some role play, and I'm like, the whole thing's there.
You're like, I know she doesnst have the money for that pizza. I fucking know she doesn't.
She does not have the money.
Our computer's not really broken. Let's be honest.
I was just like, wow, this is a really good video. This way woke me up in the morning. I'll say that 5 a.m. It's like, this woke me up right out of bed.
Yo, Freud in a slip. Elon literally meant go fuck yourself. He was like, yep.
Okay. So let me set it up. And look, I mean, we're going to talk about it for a while, guys, because it's big news. You cannot believe this is happening. This is just history that it's happening. But SEC tweeted that the ETFs were approved for Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes from 46,000 to 48,000, up about 2% in like 10 seconds. Within 2 minutes, it goes right back down to 45,050, which is below where it was the whole day, 46,500 on average, because the SEC comes out and says they were compromised in their account and their account was hacked, is their argument. And they have not approved the Bitcoin exchange. ETF. There's a lot of stuff to talk about this, but let me start with, I guess, Carlos, what were your raw thoughts on the entire situation? Give me your emotions when it got approved, and then how quickly did you realize it was a mistake, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I got the alerts, right? I got the alerts of the price action on Bitcoin, and I was like, oh shit, we must have gotten approved. Then I'm checking on, like, everyone's reporting that it got approved. Then I'm looking for the information, like to read the actual articles. And then what was it, like 10 minutes later? How long was it since from when they said it? Because I didn't get it like right away.
It was about 16 minutes. I remember. Yeah, about 16 minutes.
So maybe 10 minutes later, then I saw, oh, then it wasn't approved. And then I looked at the actual tweet that went out. And this is me. I'm not trying to be conspiracy theory, but I don't think they were hacked. What I think it was is somebody who doesn't know how to use the account meant to schedule that tweet and actually posted the tweet, because that looks like the official tweet that would go out.
Yeah, correct.
It doesn't look like a hack, because Jesse made a great point. He said if that was a hacker, that was the dumbest possible thing you could have done. The smart thing to do is say Bitcoin ETFs rejected. Bitcoin goes to 35,000 in 1 second. Then you buy the shit out of the dip and then ride it back up to what it was. But I don't know if it's fully recovered. It probably didn't recover. Maybe we recovered 80% of that, because people are like, now, oh, this is sketchy, this is dodgy, maybe it's not going to get approved. But that would have been the smart move. And I think that if it was a rejection, then I'd say, yeah, it might have been a hacker,
Right. Right.
The funny thing is, do you see how they even use that as an opportunity to be like, X is horrible, Elon?
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Let's leave that for another time. We're gonna definitely talk about that. But so let me ask you the next question then. Do you think this is an inside job? Someone internally rode Bitcoin to 48K, made some money, and manipulated this whole thing, and that's what we'll find out in the investigation? Or do you genuinely think they got hacked?
I don't think it was a hack. I honestly think
Why? Why?
Because I don't know. Maybe I just believe in people, right? I think it's a historical moment, and I think it's actually a good moment for the SEC. I don't see why anyone would want to hack it. And again, if the intentions of the hackers are to make money, then they would have done the opposite. So I can't see why you would go through all that trouble and risk some serious problems could happen for you. You could get arrested. There's a lot of issues that can happen if you are caught being the one that hacked the account. And I just don't see how you make money by posting that it was approved. So that makes me feel like it was an internal error. It was like years ago, before your time, there was all this anticipation of Apple releasing the G5, which is like the version of the computer, right? The new computer to follow up the PowerPC. And about a day or so before, it actually went live before they announced it, it went live on the Apple Store.
Right.
And because somebody was preloading the website, getting ready for the launch the next day or subsequent days, and it accidentally went live. These things happen, and I honestly think it was a mistake. I think somebody meant to either schedule that tweet, or they were testing it out, maybe putting it in a draft or something. And then, because it's a very important tweet, it's a milestone tweet. We've been waiting
huge tweet
over 10 years. You want to make sure that everything looks good, and I'm sure you do this too on your account. Sometimes you'll pre-post a tweet, make sure it looks good,
right?
And they hit post. Maybe if they would have had premium, they would have been able to undo it.
Well, no, the problem, but here's the thing: it stayed up for 30 minutes before the SEC took it down, which is insane, right? So they didn't notice, even though they noticed within 15 minutes, as you said, within those 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And Bloomberg got it wrong. CNBC got it wrong. I mean, I was on CNBC on my market close, and they were talking about the implications of the Bitcoin ETF. And at the same time, there were finance media accounts on Twitter saying, nope, it's not approved. And CNBC didn't know that in real time, Well,
that also goes to show you the power of Twitter as a platform versus the mainstream media. I was just having this conversation with somebody earlier today about the fact that it was with TJ. I was talking to TJ about the delay now. There's such a latency now with mainstream media versus, like, if I want to know if something's true or not, or if I want the real news, I'm going to go on Twitter or Instagram or one of those social media feeds, because someone's going to post it immediately.
Right.
Mainstream media is just so caught behind. So if you're following, say, mainstream media for finance news, you are literally the last person to know. Yeah. And today was a perfect example of that. How many people do you think went out and bought Bitcoin, right? Because they're seeing it on mainstream media. Meanwhile, the post has already been taken down, and the price is already recovering. Crazy.
Okay, what did you think about the run to 48K? Did you think... Okay, here's my question. Do you think the sell-off happened because the ETF wasn't actually real, or do you think it was bound to sell?
The sell-off happened because people didn't want to. The sell-off happened. That tells me that there's a subset of the people that are expecting a sell-off, and they wanted to buy it because they felt like it was running away. They felt like it was running away. Like the people that wanted to buy on a sell-off, the people that expected a sell-off on the news, if they see it start to run up, then they just buy it because they don't want to be left behind thinking, oh man, I got this wrong, it's going to 50.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was reading an article today that says that a lot of these ETF, there was debate as to whether or not the ETFs actually have custodian of the Bitcoins that they say they need. I think they said they need something like 12 million. What was it? 12 million Bitcoins or something?
Yeah.
They need a lot of Bitcoins to be able to seed these things. And there was debate as to whether or not the run up that we've seen is them seeding the ETFs.
Right.
And some people are saying, no, they haven't actually bought the actual holding.
That's the question. Like, does anyone know the answer? Has BlackRock bought it through Coinbase's institutional product yet? Has ARK bought it, or?
I don't know. I'm sure they're buying some. It would be stupid not to, but I don't know the legalities.
No, but not even if it's stupid. Are they allowed, is my question.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know the legalities of it. I don't know what they're allowed to hold and what they're not. Because look, even without the news of the ETF, there's nothing that is stopping ARK from doing it. I'm sure that they smell their own farts at ARK. And if they're saying every company should have 1% to 2% or whatever allocated, I'm sure ARK has some percentage of their holdings allocated to Bitcoin. Although I don't know, because it's other people's money. See, this is where, like, I don't know the legalities or like all of the backdoor regulations with that sort of thing. But I'm of the camp that believes that they have not actually bought in yet. which is why I think we have all of the FUD around it.
Okay, so here's my next question. Do you think now that we've had this kind of test of the ETF approval, it's super spiked and then super sell-off, I kind of think, and let me know if you think I'm wrong on this, that when it does get approved, which maybe tomorrow it actually does get approved, there's not going to be a sell the news. It's just going to be straight buying this time. Because we saw what happened. It just got sold off because eventually, I mean, the ETF, it was fake, right?
Because it was fake, because it wasn't actually approved. Yeah. Well, okay.
Or do you think it's just going to get sold off again if it goes that high? Or do you think it's not even going to run this time when it gets approved?
Right. There's arguments you could make for all of them. But on this, there's some technical things to consider. If it actually is approved, then these ETFs actually need to buy Bitcoin. So they need to start buying the asset. So we know that if nobody buys the ETF, they need to buy Bitcoin, right? So that needs to happen. So there's automatically going to be buy pressure. So what we saw today, I was actually trying to do the math. When Bitcoin went from 34 to 40 or whatever it was, when it jumped $9,000 in a day, that $9,000 in market, that 70 billion in market cap was as a result of, I think it was 183. Let me look up the number. Yeah, $183 million. Hold on. So 183 divided by 9. This is just some rough math. Means that about every $20 million that's bought within that certain amount of time frame moves the price by $1,000. So
wait, say that again. Say that again.
When Bitcoin moved from 25 to 34,000, when it went up 9,000 in a day.
When did that happen?
That was a while ago. That was when we first started talking about this, recently. It had a jump. It went up like $9,000 in a day or $6,000 in a day, whatever it was. I think it was $9,000 that it went up in a day, or like within a day. And that was from 180 something million dollars worth of purchases. So again, I'm just doing real back of the napkin math here. If $193 million moved it $9,000, that means at that market cap, $21 million moves the price by $1,000. So that means that when it jumped $2,000 in the course of 10 minutes, that means about $40 million. I'm just roughing it. That means only $40 million went into the asset class. So no, I don't know that was, I think that was all retail.
You think that was all retail, right? You think that was just a bunch of retail?
So that says, again, this is all just complete back of the napkin math. That means if these institutions need to actually start buying, we might see a $5,000 appreciation very quickly if the news actually happens, and it happens during, market hours. And I think
here's my question. BlackRock would rather buy at 40 versus 48. So is there any way you think they could manipulate it to not have to buy a lot when it's approved, buy a little, but then do a bigger buy when it gets down to 40? Or do they kind of just have to buy?
I think no matter what, just have to buy, but also the amount of money that they're throwing in. If I had billions, I'm not really going to fuss over $8,000 here or there.
Right. That's a good point.
You're just not going to fuss over it. It's like, imagine SoFi at $5.60 versus $5.12. You're like, it's $5.
Right.
You just round it off to the, So I'm just saying, for those guys, that's what I would imagine, that they're just like, we need to hold this many Bitcoins. And then they just look at the allocation that they need, not so much the price. But of course they want to get the best price, but they're not buying this because they think it's going to stick around at $40,000.
Right.
It's a matter of, so now to answer your question, what happens if it actually gets approved? There's automatically going to be some buy pressure because people have to now hold the asset. And then the news of that gets out and it's actually verified that it's real. Then you're going to get, I think, the subsequent buys after that. There are people that are going to be selling because they've been waiting for that, right? There's people that have decided, I'm going to sell when the ETF happens because they're expecting a tanking. So it's going to be a battle of buyers and sellers. But I think in this instance, we're going to have more buyers than sellers.
I agree with you, dude. I originally, when I thought it fell, I was just like, before I knew that it was the whole fake stuff, I thought, oh, people had a bunch of limit sells at 47,000 and they got filled. But now I'm thinking, no. People figured out it was fake and they got scared and they sold out.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting because we're not actually we're not actually going to be able to see what happens if it was clean. Michael Saylor posted immediately, Bitcoin is the only asset to get approved for an ETF twice. It'll be the only asset. So
I love it.
I don't know. So so
let me ask you this question now. We'll still talk about, let's do some more SEC stuff, then we'll get to Elon. The SEC had a tweet back in October of 2023 saying like, you should only take your real information from the SEC itself, right? Yeah. And their whole thing is protecting investors. And then you got some weird stuff going on. The likes on their account, they're liking memes. Like, what social media manager is liking people that are memeing? Like, you're the SEC, you shouldn't be doing that. Do you think the SEC is kind of hypocritical in regards to saying we need to protect investors and be upfront about that. And they can't even protect this market manipulation that's happening. Or do you genuinely think it was just a mistake? And we really can't blame the SEC here. Like, just shit happens and it is what it is.
I just think shit happens. I think it was a mistake. I honestly think it was an honest mistake. I don't
agree
think
with you.
something this important that they would want to fuck that up, right? So what I'm thinking, the reason why it took 16 minutes to notice it, but a half an hour to come down is because they were all in the office pointing around whose fault was it?
Right.
They were trying to figure out whose fault it was instead of taking it down. That's what I think.
Right.
Yeah. But and now that's going to become a meme. Now that's like a meme. And there was all the other memes after that being like, so now we're going to expect the SEC to investigate the SEC for market manipulation.
Which Fox is reporting that it's happening.
Yeah. We are living in a simulation, dude. This is like asking Congress to audit itself. It's all these, it's very strange. I don't care. I just want them to approve it.
2024 is exciting, dude.
Or disapprove it. Yeah, already. This feels a lot like 2021.
Okay, so let's talk about Elon implications here. Do you think the media is going to frame Elon's X as being responsible? My argument here, very simply, is I have never heard of a high-profile government or company account getting hacked to this extent in the past couple of years. I mean, people have made mistakes. The HBO Max guy, like there was all these little examples and stuff. But something like this, I don't think this is X's fault. If it is X's fault, so give me two answers. If it is X's fault, what's the implication to Elon? And do you think the media is going to run with this is Elon's fault and just shit on him?
If it's their fault and somebody actually is proven to have hacked the account and posted that, then yeah, they should be held accountable. They should be held responsible. Absolutely. You should be like, dude, you got to be better about whatever it's like. I think you joked about it. I guess someone didn't have two-factor authentication. Or I was saying that, GPT-4 hired a TaskRabbit.
We were talking about this last night. Yeah.
They hired a fucking TaskRabbit, Yeah, but chaos reigns. Yeah. Trump got hacked a bunch of times. It happens. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And
I didn't know that.
Remember the examples. Yeah. And it's true. That Nguyen. or Gwen. Facebook and Instagram get accounts and get hacked on a daily basis.
That's true.
Get hacked on a daily basis. So yeah, that happens. I mean, it happens all the time. Anonymous, that sort of group, Anonymous, the YouTube, whatever, they go and they hack accounts. So I've seen that happen. You've seen that happen. Celebrities' accounts get hacked. It's just a blemish. It's like a little asterisk. Like we couldn't just get it clean, But either which way, they're going to use it as a weapon against Elon but at least now, I think the people that thought it was a conspiracy theory, they're after Elon bad, like are starting to see like, damn, man, you really will just kind of go out on a limb and run with anything you can to like, to shit on the guy. And
right.
So at least that, I think they're at least being a little bit more transparent about it. And that's why I said at the end of last year that I do think this is the year where I think the public at least will get fatigued with this, like, let's hate on Elon thing. I think he's doing enough good now, and maybe even around elections, that I think the public will get fatigued with it. I'm not sure that mainstream media will completely squeeze all the juice out of that lemon, but we'll see.
Right.
Oh, thanks, Jay Santiago. Please, everybody, hit the like button if you enjoyed the chaos brought to you today by the SEC. Woo-hoo.
Please hit the like button.
Anybody's account to do it. Use your own account. Hit the like.
Okay, so speaking of X, first I'm going to do two things. Number one, because it's just me and Carlos today, it seems, we are going to put the StreamYard in the description. If you want to join to ask a question, just keep your camera and mic on.
He's like, I can't talk to him. I can't. He's like, please.
No, it is in general, because it's only two of us. If you want to join, hop on and we can talk. But I want to bring this up in the meantime. I don't know if you got to see this today, but X put out a blog post of well, we'll talk about a bunch of things. We'll talk about their content partnerships and then their blog post on all the different updates they had. So
today was actually a really good day. There was a lot of news, the SEC thing, the crypto thing. There was some hints on, I'm sure you saw the announcements around like the impending Vision Pro thing, talking about spatial gaming now.
Yes.
Some spatial gaming things. Then there was RFK might be VPing with what's her name, Tulsi Gabbard, but she announced, Don Lemon announced, and somebody else. Yeah, 3 new shows.
So let's start off with this. Twitter is paying Don Lemon, Tulsi Gabbard, and Jim Rome. Jim, for those guys that don't know him, he's a big sports guy. Tulsi, politics.
Yeah.
Don Lemon, politics. What are your raw thoughts on this? And before you answer, to me, this was incredible to see because X is bringing truly both sides to the aisle. People are thinking, it's just extreme right-wing Tucker Carlson. It's like Don Lemon's as liberal as you get, on CNN for the past 15 years.
I responded to you under that, and I said, this is actually quite a historical moment because Don Lemon, you could argue, love him or hate the guy, he is well, that was was a different one. It was another one about how excited I actually am about it.
Okay.
Because yeah, that was your post about Elon's not fucking around against legacy media, and I'm saying he's just twisting the knife that they put in their own chest because they ran X into the freaking ground, and it's been proven as what it was, and he's turning it around. But I mean, love Don Lemon or not, he was the voice for a lot of people. There's a lot of people that agree and also respect what Don Lemon has to say. So now that he's on X, and if you just bring up the post, it's actually really the wording on his post was
let me bring it up.
And
because the other thing is Don Lemon was he was thanking Elon today. He was like, "Thank you, Elon, for the opportunity." I was like, "Whoa, Don Lemon." I don't know if he's ever talked shit about Elon, but he's one of those guys that's like, he shits on billionaires and stuff like that. And
you wouldn't think you wouldn't think he would shy away from shitting on him if he had to.
Correct.
So reading this in his voice, he would say, "I've heard you, and I am back today. Build bigger, bolder, freer." It's just interesting to me to now see
him championing free speech.
A lefty guy, right? Championing this idea of free speech, when I'm sure if he was on CNN, he would be saying that he already was on a free speech platform. But if you listen to the wording of it, my new media company's first project is the Don Lemon Show. It will be available to everyone easily, whenever and wherever you want it, streaming on the platforms where the conversations are happening. And you'll find it first on X, the biggest space for free speech in the world. That is a huge validator for X as a platform from somebody who you would think traditionally would be against it. And he says, I know now more than ever that we need a place for honest debate and discussion without the hall monitors. That to me is a little jab at CNN, that he's subtly saying that it wasn't a place for honest debate, and that
100%
the hall monitors.
Of course it wasn't.
Just at the beginning, so stay tuned. It also goes to show you that what Elon is doing to attract people works. I'm sure, look, and Tucker responded right away and said, "Welcome to the platform," yada, yada. They're making money. The fact that he is returning this ad spend directly to the content creators, love him or hate him, would Don Lemon have made this much money doing this on his own independent channel, or would he have made this money on Rumble or whatever? You know what I mean?
No way, dude. That's a good topic of conversation. I don't think Don Lemon going truly independent, is I set up my own YouTube channel called donlemon@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And then you're competing with billions of videos every day to try to get attention. That's not easy. But if Elon's giving you a retweet, like he promised to Tucker, Elon has 200 million followers.
Oh yeah. And the first few shows, if Don Lemon, and I responded to him and I said, good luck. I said, do it well. You've earned this and we deserve it. Right. So if he does well on this, and I really hope he does succeed, I think it's just going to, that's it. He's paved the way. All the people, Chris Cuomo will be next. I guarantee you, Chris Cuomo will be next.
Dude, and he would be people still love Chris Cuomo. People still love this guy.
Will be, you might even get someone like Bill Maher that might start doing some simultaneous thing, or maybe he'll do some other version of his show, or I think you'll start to see more of left-wing people adopting X as a platform. Because what's funny is when I do talk to some of my super left-leaning friends, they say things like, "Oh yeah, it's so unfortunate that that Musk killed X, and so now we're all on Threads or something like that." And I'm like,
right,
where are you reading that? It's thriving, it's growing. There's so much happening on the platform, yet somehow that's not reaching a certain amount of people. Having someone like Don Lemon on it, people wondering and curious as to what he's going to be doing next, are now going to come back to the platform. So it's great. It's great for the platform.
Yeah, I want to pull up the actual article they put out today, and we can go through some of the media partnerships. I'll do that in the next segment. We got someone in the backstage,
and I don't think CNN reported on it at all.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
But I mean, dude,
Wong, what's up?
What's up, man? What's up, guys?
What's going on?
It's been a minute, bro. How have you been?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. I like your bricks in the back.
Oh, I think they upgraded the bricks. Actually, I think they updated the.
He's like, I got my 4K brick.
Dude, you're doing it. Steve's doing it. Chris is. Everyone in the background is just putting the fucking bricks in. It's
very popular.
It's be a shirt when we eventually get
It's got to be a shirt. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And instead of buying a block of gold or a thing of crypto, you're going to get a Finance Junkies brick signed by AMIT.
That might be more useful than a block
signed by AMIT right from his wall. He's going to pull one out of the wall, limited supply, finite supply of this incredibly valuable asset. With a lot
Wong, you are very popular with the Singapore audience. Dexter, a big fan of the channel, he's also from Singapore. So we we're happy
That's
to represent
interesting.
that part of the audience. All right, what were you gonna ask us or talk about?
Okay, so my question is whether you think Apple is going to continue to take over, like are they going to continue to grow? I think they are probably going to become the number one smartphone maker, or rather the what would you call it? The number
Vision
one
Pro?
no,
Oh, in India. Okay.
no, just the smartphones.
Oh,
I
just
Okay.
think they're probably going to take over because right now Samsung is actually number one, but I think Apple is going to take over because Samsung has some problems with their screens. I've noticed. My family has 3 Samsung phones. They all broke at the same time.
Mhm.
So, I just want you guys to talk about Apple because I feel like it's something you guys don't really talk about. I know Carlos was
Did you
a
watch yesterday's
We had a
podcast?
whole debate on Apple for
It's true.
Yeah, Wong, you don't watch every episode, Wong? Are you serious?
No, I did.
Bro, yesterday we went in on Apple.
Yeah,
Shit.
but Carlos was
Oh,
defending
no,
it
no,
like
right.
he invented the Apple or something. You know,
Yeah.
he was,
Right. You guys were talking about the Vision Pro, right?
that's true.
I
Okay,
did
so
remember.
the question is, I don't think they can become the biggest global smartphone manufacturer. I don't think that's their goal per se. I think they're trying to penetrate India and places that don't have a lot of iPhones, but I don't think they're beating Android in terms of like it just costs less to make a shitty Samsung versus an iPhone, right? So I don't think they're going to make more iPhones than Samsungs at the end of the day.
Huh, that is interesting. Okay.
I mean, a Samsung costs like, I don't know the exact numbers, but an iPhone costs, I think on average, I heard an iPhone costs about 300 to make. They sell it for 1,000. So they have a decent margin there.
1,500.
Samsungs are cheap, dude. They're pieces of shit. A lot of them, right? At least the bad ones.
That's Wong's point. Wong's point is that the quality of the product isn't there. And so he feels
Unless iPhones become cheap enough for people to
Here's the
buy,
thing,
they're
Wong, like those, you know what you're buying when you buy that phone. You know what I mean? Like you're not buying it because there are some people that buy it because they think it's the best phone. Like people love to have that open source. They love the fact that they have more access to the OS and customization than the iPhone. But to Wong's point, the iPhone never had USB-C before. And so that has kind of opened up some, I don't know. I don't think that Apple will become like the world's largest smartphone maker. Do I think they can still grow the phones? Yes, but I think it's going to get harder. And I think it gets exponentially harder because don't you remember back in the day when everyone had like a cracked iPhone screen? How many people do you know with cracked iPhone screens now?
Yeah.
Right? Because they just figured that out, even without, whether it's the cases have gotten better, but I mean, it's really hard. The phones are so damn good and the price point is so high now. I mean, they're about $1,500 a phone and the cheapest MacBook Air is like $2,000. So they're another $400 away from you just buying a MacBook Air. So I think they've reached sort of peak pricing. And then also, what else are they going to do? What else are they going to add to it that we haven't seen yet? The screens work great, right?
right.
The battery life is pretty damn good. The phone is just so damn fast now with their M chips that I don't notice people complaining about like slowdown. Memory has gotten so great, even though the hard drive space hasn't gotten much bigger. They've gotten so good at compression that even now with 4K video, it's not eating up the amount of space on your phone as it used to. So I don't know. I don't know
what's really interesting here, and I'll just put this out there, is I saw a keynote today, like 10 minutes of it. It's by a company called Rabbit. Carlos, you got to watch this thing.
I posted it.
Oh, you're the one who, okay, so that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
So we're not going to play the whole thing, but essentially the dude's argument, which is really interesting, was the iPhone-centric model where we have DoorDash and Uber and Facebook and YouTube, all these apps competing for our attention. It's not a natural model. It's all these apps hyper competition for us to click here, like this, see this ad. If we get rid of all that and we have AI as a new mechanism via LLMs to have natural language as the basis to facilitate daily interactions, like order me a car or get me my groceries, you don't need a lot of these companies that are built on network effects that have produced hundreds of billions of dollars of shareholder value. They all go away if you don't have people scrolling on the app, if you just can talk to something. And the company that controls the hardware, which Carlos has been saying this for the past 5 months, if you have the hardware that controls the AI, you control every part. It's kind of what Alexa really wanted to do, but Alexa's not something you can have every day.
Right.
That destroys Apple. At least, I mean, to an extent, right? Hypothetically,
it destroys a lot. Basically, post or share the screen to see what I posted. This is what I wrote. But as we discussed on yesterday's Finance Junkies, this is the year of the personal assistant. Gimmicks like these, just announced at CES, will pop up all over until one of the big tech companies does it right. My guess is Apple with the Vision Pro.
Oh, this was at CES. They announced it.
Yeah, this was today. So his basic argument, which he's not wrong, he's saying that the smartphone at one point was incredibly convenient as like a way in, right? A mobile computing platform. But the fact that you have all these disparate apps creates a lot of unnecessary input, right? So if you want to hail an Uber, you need to click on Uber. You might need to put your password in. Then you need to like click. Then you need to type the address. Then you need to pick which Uber you want, right? It's actually a lot of input.
And then Uber gets all that data monopolized to them, which is why they say, hey, invest in our stock. Look at all the fucking data we have on all these people on our app.
Well, he's not arguing not to use Uber. What he's saying is it should be as simple as, hey, get me a ride to my house. That's what he's saying. What he's saying,
how is Uber
because it would book you an Uber.
But how does Uber? So Uber, but that's interesting.
That's what he's saying. He's just saying and this is what I've been saying, that it's weird. He's making almost like an Inception level argument towards what I'm making. My thing is that the real barrier to entry to AI is the input device. We need a better input device. And I was thinking it's like beyond even touch or something that is beyond touching keyboards, whatever it is, mouse.
Right.
We just need something that's faster, that has more bandwidth, because we as people can share information more quickly. His argument is that AI is the input device, right? So it's like using an LLM to just hear what you're saying and to understand what you want, and maybe even offer suggestions for what you may want in a given moment. So that's his point. His point is, if I want to order something and I tell it that Amazon is my default shopping platform, and I say, hey, order the kids some formula Prime to get here tomorrow, then it will go on the back end and do that for.
But why wouldn't it do it to Lyft versus Uber or why does Uber win in that situation?
I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, that you would set that as an initial preference. My rideshare app is Uber. My shopping app is this. Now this is this, and then from then on, it'd be like, just imagine it again being like your personal assistant, right? So if you have a personal assistant, you would say to them, listen, when I'm saying here's the Uber account, when I say order me a ride, that's what we use.
Now here's the question. Let's let Wong answer this. Wong, do you think you could let's ask you this. How many apps do you use every day, Wong? And list them if you can.
Okay, I probably use only a handful. I got X, I got YouTube, I got YouTube Studio, which is just controlling my YouTube. Yep. I got Amazon Prime, I got TradingView, I got Webull, and some banks, right? So
why do you use Prime to watch stuff every day? That's what you use to content?
No, shopping.
Right. I use
content. No, you buy stuff every single day.
He buys a brick backgrounds. He buys.
Okay, but that's in your handful of apps, but you're not buying stuff literally every day. Okay, gotcha.
No.
Oh, and then you have your trading apps, right? You have your trade or Robinhood.
What about video games? You don't play any video games on your phone?
No, I don't think it's.
What about Instagram and Facebook? You don't use those?
Nope.
What about Messenger?
Nope.
What about WhatsApp?
WhatsApp, yes.
Okay,
you use the camera app, you take pictures, you look through your photos, you use the text message.
Okay, so about 7 different consumer apps. So now here's my question to you, Wong. Do you think you could talk to these apps every day versus use them? Can you even imagine not seeing the Amazon Prime object, but just asking to buy something?
No,
that's too crazy to imagine right now.
Right.
Okay.
You can't right now, but it's the same thing as the 2007 keynote when Steve Jobs was like, this is how you control the iPhone. It just really made sense. The reason why is because the way that you would do that now would be very clunky and you would be very hesitant. So if you were to try to use your voice to order something from Amazon, well, then how do I know what my options are available? What are the shipping like? But obviously that's the part that they have to handle. They have to make that part so smooth. So when you say, it has to be the same as if someone was ordering it for you. So you're like, hey, order me, like I was saying, I need baby formula. And it would say to you, I have a couple of options available for the formula that you're looking for. One of them is the cheapest, but it would get here by next week. Do you want me to order it? You're like, yeah, order it. Then it would just order it. And it would say, okay, the estimated delivery is this date. And you're like, yo, track it for me on Shopify, right? On Shop. Let me know when it's going to be. Set notifications and let me know 2 days before and a day before when it's supposed to arrive. Yes, got you. Done. Next thing.
I think what we really need is basically glasses, just UI. So you have everything displayed.
Oh, this is what I'm saying.
Dude, those are goggles. Those are not glasses yet.
Yeah, it has to be glasses because it has to be discreet. But I think just showing you the information would be way easier than like just talking to a phone.
Yeah, because I feel like you still have to see something, Carlos. I feel like there's got to be something visual.
I don't think you do. I think
it's all audio, bro.
Yeah,
but by the way,
look, I think a good portion of it can be audio. Not saying everything can be audio, but you have to understand there are people that are vision impaired and they operate in the world, right? And it's basically bringing some of that functionality. And Apple's been, the whole thing with like Apple recording your voice and making an AI, like all this. Apple is sort of has always been good about that. Their accessibility features are really great. And so I think that they've learned a lot from that as to how to make the phone accessible just by your voice.
Right.
And so they're bringing some of that, I think, and it's crazy. I'm not saying I don't know this for a fact, but this is my guess. And that's what this rabbit thing is doing.
One thing I want to bring up though, before I think I have my went through my time. If you look at Samsung's CNET CES presentation, they have a
screen was
transparent glass, right?
Sick.
That could be what sort of propels this glasses with a phone chip, basically.
Right.
So that will make displaying stuff very, very easily. And I just want to say one last thing. I think Samsung already knows that they are not going to win the smartphone, because they are trying to diversify into a lot of different products. And we have seen, I think LG used to do that, if I recall, and that is when they sort of lost their smartphone race. Although you could argue LG was never really that big, but
Yeah.
that's my argument, which is why I think Apple is probably going to start to take over the market, because at this point, the value proposition for the iPhone is way better than what you see in a lot of phones right now. We have a lot of Chinese brands start to come out with phones at the same price point as the iPhone, which is why I think there's no reason to buy Android phones anymore. But once again, I can be wrong with that.
Like Wong, were you ever impressed by the Galaxy folding phone? Like when I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck is this, dude? Who would use this ever?" You know.
One thing about that though, so I talked about my Samsung display dying.
Cool. I'm not gonna lie, it does look cool, but is there a practical element to it?
No, I mean, I'm like, why are they spending so much time and innovation on like a mini iPad, dude? Like, it was just like, this is stupid. This is like, it made no sense.
I have a real life experience. My uncle had one and it died within 1 year. So that's why I think Samsung is starting to lose that race, because they can't keep out the innovation anymore. Right.
Yeah, well, there is something to be said about that. Apple's R&D is top notch, and they make sure that they focus on super high quality products. And you could argue that the form factor and the design of the iPhone as a hardware platform was just so good that there really hasn't been a reason to reinvent it. Right? It's been essentially the same since inception, really. Just it's been essentially the same sort of thing.
Some of you guys like the flip. I've never seen the use.
It does look cool, and I still have my old. This is my phone from like my first cell phone. This is,
dude. I'm thinking of buying one of those and using it somehow, because like it's just so cool when you like I was watching a show where they opened it.
That sound,
and then you just get mad at the surprise, like, all right, well, blah blah, or like sell the stock, and then you just close it. Like, I kind of want to get a prop like that for the market open and just like.
I'm telling you, they were great, and also I would play with the antenna.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember that. Yeah,
like this is, oh man, I still have it. Still have it sitting around here. Yeah.
People think I'm super young, but in 5th grade, I had a phone just like that. 5th grade was 2009 for me. I had a phone just like that.
This was the guy that was using that phone. This is me in college.
Wow.
Me in college using this phone. I was the man.
you had to like press the button 3 times to select the letter when you're texting.
Yeah, look,
like,
guys.
These guys, yeah.
That was it. There's something.
Go ahead, Wong. You make you can say which one.
No, I was just gonna ask if that phone is actually older than me. Do you know that?
When were you born, Wong? You were born 2000?
2001.
That phone is probably your age.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
That phone is probably your age. I would love to find a charger for it and see like who's the last person I called. If it even boots up.
Has that, yeah.
That I called on this thing, yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave. Right.
Yes.
So I'll leave for the next guest. So thank you guys for having me on. See you in the next one.
Thank you, Wong. We appreciate you. We don't have a next guest though. So. I was gonna, but we do have another topic. So let's go to this. This shit. I don't know if you saw this today, Carlos, but Linda Yaccarino, CEO of Twitter.
Okay, yeah. Let's get into this one.
This thing was cool, dude, and I think this is important for Tesla shareholders as well. Every time we talk about X, it's not just to talk about X. It's about Twitter, because if X sucks, then Elon has to sell shares. If it doesn't,
X is not its own business anymore. It's a holding. X is the holding company for Twitter, the former Twitter, and maybe at some point X will be the holding company for Tesla. Who knows?
Right. So a couple of stats here. Video first platform with people watching 8 out of 10 user sessions, people watch a video. That doesn't mean they're like staring at like a video for hours like YouTube, but that does mean they see a video 8 out of 10 times. Their immersive video, which is like the vertical video scroll, has 100 million daily users. More than half are Gen Z, so they're trying to go after TikTok there in terms of the kids scrolling through the videos. Long form uploads, this is huge. I can't believe that old Twitter for 13 years did not allow you to upload like a video. It was just like a hassle. And now you have 130 years of videos worth of 30 minutes or longer were watched in December alone. 750,000 jobs on X are active. People are actually getting a career. They're competing with LinkedIn from that perspective. Audio and video calls. They're competing with FaceTime and WhatsApp there. Spaces, the audio like Clubhouse thing, got 30 million different conversations last year.
Spaces, I ended up liking Spaces a lot more than I thought I would. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, because for finance, it's big. Like there was a big finance space today.
This is the stupidest thing ever. You're in like a room, there's a bunch of people talking. This is the dumbest thing. You can't even do like a live chat. But for some reason, that format actually does work pretty well.
I loved it. Yeah, no, it's getting a lot better. I need to use them more. I don't do Spaces at all, so I need to do like at least a weekly Spaces.
Dude, if you did a weekly Spaces with some of the people that you interact, that maybe
I think I should.
That would be just give it a shot, because you have that first mover advantage. You have a pretty decent following on X, and so be one of those people that's in on the ground level. Follow the likes of like the Farzads and the Warrens, like
yeah, and you know what Elon was saying today, and then we'll go through the rest of this. Elon was saying that they've paid over 80,000 creators, and they're about to pay a lot more money. Is basically what he said. He's like, people are about to get fucking paid on this.
People are about to get paid.
And that's going to compete heavily with YouTube. We launched communities. Users are spending over 300 million minutes on communities every day. Those are basically like Facebook groups. 350,000 communities, 650,000 posts daily inside of those communities. Grok is there. Invested in creators, paid over 80,000 creators through ad share. They're saying that's going to get better. Advertising is more relevant and impactful. They've seen a 22% increase in total ad engagements. So even if the revenue is not there, the product quality is getting better. And then they're going to do more AI on advertising and recommendation engine. They're going to do peer-to-peer payments, which is what we've been talking about for a while. And they're going to make just the similar post feature and recommendations a lot better. Full funnel ads are going to get better. More original content, which is their partnerships they talked about today, that they're going to bring as well.
There is this thing called fucking around, and Elon doesn't do it. Okay. He's not fucking around. He's not trying to let this thing die. And I think it's even just personal for him. So I'm proud of the improvements that they've made, and I can definitely see a difference. I think everyone that's on it can see an actual difference in it since the day that they got it. And I don't know how many of you paid for premium, but have you guys done this or pro? Have you guys done
I'm paying for premium pro. I am.
This thing? Have you guys?
Oh yeah, this is big.
This is huge. Like this, it was like I didn't really use it all that much, but man, this is actually incredibly useful to be able to set up different feeds for finance, for whatever, and then click through. You can see like notifications, or you can see it. It's just this was game changing for me on desktop, because I use it primarily on the desktop since I'm on this all day, and on the phone it's just infinite scroll. But
I agree with you, dude. And I think of X as I think of X very deeply, right? Because I think of like the concept of having an idea that you want to get out into the world. And in order to get an idea out into the world, you have to have influence. You have to have some people that care about your idea. This is a great time to say this to Finance Junkies community, because I didn't announce this yet.
Your announcement on your new thing.
Yeah, I launched the. I
have a question about that.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about that. I launched a website the other day and a Twitter account. And I'm going to put it up here right now. And it's called Macrodarts. I'm putting it in the description. Macrodarts, I got the idea and I made the website over the weekend. It literally was I've always had the idea in my head, but I just like in a weekend, I just spent a couple hours and I did it. The whole concept is, can we take macroeconomic news?
The whole concept is, I really like, I see Jesse's growth. and I want to basically macro, not to mini.
Not only that, I'm seeing so many people. First of all, let me even get even more basic. If I want to be a better investor, I need to understand the macroeconomy. I think you, KRIS, and VITALY have a way deeper understanding of the macro, inflation, interest rates, all this stuff than me, because you've lived through cycles through it, right? Like you just feel the macro a little bit better. I'm first trying to learn the macro. I do a market open every day where I'm trying to explain the macro, imports, exports, CPI, PPI, PMI data, deflation, all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm reading all this shit every day. I'm trying to understand it so I can communicate it and not sound like an idiot every day, at least have some sophisticated understanding. What if I just compile my research into a centralized, not even a platform, just a website, and then have little updates on it every single day? So if we go to macrodarts.com, it's really bare bones. It's literally no headlines, no clickbait, no sensationalism. It's just like today we had like 8 updates on China's government bond yield, United natural gas prices, trade balances, Canada trade balance, the SEC Bitcoin ETF approval. Think of it like Bloomberg, but AI-based summaries of this stuff without having to click on stuff, headlines. And it's just, I think some people in the finance world theoretically could use it every single day if they just want macro updates within 5 minutes. Almost like a newsletter, but on your phone, you click on the website and then boom, you get the updates. And so I launched it on X. And the amount of feedback we got is just, I mean, it's just absolutely incredible.
Day.
Yeah, dude, it's really humbling. I mean, we got 1,240 followers. We got 1,000 followers last night. I woke up to another 200 this morning, or 100, and we got another 100 later in the day. I mean, 1,200 people, it's very hard to get 1,200 people to do something, and all of them found some value in following this.
Which Kelly account are you following? Is that
it's me. It's not me.
You need to separate the macro stuff from you flirting with Kelly.
Coffee Bowl says literally copying Meet Kevin. 1,000%. Look, I'm not hiding that. Meet Kevin launched eHack. eHack, I thought, was also a phenomenal idea. For those that don't know eHack, it's like summarizing news and putting it in one place. And so from my perspective, I was like, I think this is where media is going, right? By the way, the market open is copying Meet Kevin's market open. So like this is not yes, I've gotten a lot of influence from Meet Kevin. The whole
Meet Amit was taken, and so
yeah, Meet Amit was taken. By the way, speaking of Meet Kevin, there's going to be some interesting stuff just regarding Meet Kevin over the next couple weeks. But in general, I thought eHack was brilliant because he was like, you know what? No one has time to read these fucking articles and go through all this mainstream shit. Everyone's on Twitter. Everyone's getting these 280 character updates. What if I could just build a website that just has those updates in one place? And in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do everything he's doing. He's doing like political. I'm just doing macro news and eventually.
What
do you say?
You're not running for governor?
No, I'm not running for governor. Meet Kevin has had a lot of history. I'm not doing that yet. Maybe one day, who knows? But in general, I was like, well, what if we could just centralize it in one place, get these macro updates, and I could build my own media brand, right? You are allowed to build competing media brands. This is America. Someone has an idea. You could have a little version of that idea, compete with them. And if you're valuable and you have your own influence, that's like the nature of capitalism. This is the fun of building, little companies and trying to scale this stuff. On Twitter, my point here is that Twitter is the only place where 1,200 people that care about finance, and there's like tens of millions of people that care about finance, could find value in that. And then they could get and then they could follow that. And the only reason I was able to get them to follow that was because I built my following. And all of this is integrated on this one platform that's enabling all of this distribution and democratization of ideas. That is giving little old Amit a chance to compete with Bloomberg, with Wall Street Journal. I know that sounds crazy that I'm competing with them, but at the end of the day, if some people are getting their updates from me versus Bloomberg, that's competition that I'm taking away from them, or attention I'm taking away. And you never know how big something like that could get. That's only possible because of what Elon's doing on Twitter. And that is where I'm just like so fucking bullish, because the more people that feel like me, that have a little idea that they want to start and see if you can get a following, they're going to sign up, and they're going to sign up, and they're going to get people to sign up. And then it's just compound. And next thing you know, you got 1 billion fucking people using this thing, thriving platform. I think Elon 10X is the value over the next decade. I really think
and it was super important that he bought it like last year. You know what I mean? That he bought it already. So it's already seeded, because especially going into an election year where this is a battle of information. And even, in markets, right? A battle of information. This is when you want this already to be in place so they can actually expand it. I actually think it was a good idea. When you said that you were launching another channel, I was curious as to what it would be.
Yeah, what are your raw thoughts on the idea? What do you think?
You don't want to know what I thought it was going to be. I was like, get a room, guys.
Oh my
like
God.
A 54-minute video.
Okay, so the night before I launched it, I said I'm launching a new website. And by the way, I said DM me if you're interested. I got like 30 DMs, so a lot of people were interested. What did you think I was going to launch?
What did I think you were going to launch? I figured it would go the other way, to be honest. I thought it would be something more like personal, something more about
like a blog. You thought I was going to launch?
No, not like a blog, but just something more personal, like I thought it was more about a way for you to like aggregate your separate interests so that your feed doesn't get clogged. Like that's something that I noticed. Like there's a lot of when I did the Twitter circles thing, that was really eye-opening for me, because I'm following a bunch of finance guys, and then like 1,000 Ways to Die made it in my fucking inner circle. I'm like, I watch too many videos or CCTV idiots. I'm like,
right, yeah,
I had a feed that was just that,
So you thought I was going to launch, a little bit more of a personal platform where I talk about like Dawson's Creek or some shit, right?
Yeah, because I mean, look, to be honest, there's a lot of great channels. I mean, something or accounts. Somebody like Jesse can't be understated for the amount of DD that he does on a variety of macro topics that we discuss. Or even KRIS Patel. KRIS is another great channel if you want to just, or a great account if you want to follow to get like some really good macro, and then sometimes do a deeper dive on some of the stuff that he cares about. So there's already a lot of these out there. Plus, like if you want Tesla news, you can go to, there's a bunch of those guys. News, there's a bunch of those guys. So that's why I was thinking that's what it was going to be. But when I followed it and started looking at it, it is nice to have that, because again, if you have the Pro, that can, you can have one slice that's like macro news. Just what's macro news. That's it.
Let me show you an example of how I use this thing today. So let me oh, this is the other account. Here we go here. Okay, so let me show you this. So Steve, our good friend, texted me. He texted me this shit. He said, he texted me this mint chocolate ice cream bullshit. And I can't believe he loves this shit. But he was like, I got mint chocolate ice cream. And I said, disgusting, worse than what the SEC did today. He's like, what did the SEC do? And I'm like, well, if you were following Macrodarts, which he is following, so I was trolling, you would immediately, in 5 little bullet points, know what was happening on your feed. And
so what are you doing? You're taking news articles and having AI do a summary of it? And
no, we're not using news articles, dude. I plugged in. It gets a little technical, but I plugged into an API. I'm streamlining all the data. Then I'm taking that data and I'm compiling it via AI into actual readable news. Okay. So it's a little bit more technical, but it allows me to do it like 9 times a day, and it's just raw numbers. Because the other thing I liked about Macrodarts was I don't want to give my opinion. Like, I have the market open for that. I don't want to give clickbaits or headline. I think people are tired of that stuff. It's not going away, but people are getting annoyed by it. People just want updates. And on the macro, it's just numbers. Like, there's no opinion on CPI. It's just numbers and then reactions. And if you just give people the numbers and you centralize that data and that attention in one place, eventually, I look at an account like Bar Chart, for example. Let me show you this account. Bar Chart is a financial media company. They have 500,000 followers, I think. How many do they have? Oh, sorry, 146,000.
The idea would be that under each of the posts, that's where you would get the opinions. People would then be underneath and have a conversation. And it's also, honestly, I think it's another good thing that I like about it is it's a good record. Correct. It's just a record of like the information that was like deemed important at the time.
Correct. And from a pure business perspective, people are like, how is this going to make money or whatever? It's not really about making money. It's about what I've learned over the past couple of years. It's about keeping people's attention on something every day, not every week, not every month, not once in a while. Every day, do they come back to that shit and do they care? And eventually there will be a way to monetize, right? Eventually ads, whatever. Like, but
that'll happen. And that'll happen. You hit the 5 million, Elon's going to start to freaking cut you.
Right. It's like I did it when I think about it over the weekend. I was like, not 1 second did I think of money. I thought, dude, would people use this every day? That's the only thing I thought about. And I'm very blessed that 1,200 people in a day follow the account, because that's a little bit of an audience that I can reach now. And it's easier to maybe grow a little bit if you have that base. But that's only because of Twitter. You can't do that on Instagram, dude. Like, you can't do that on Facebook. It's just like democratization of ideas doesn't exist anywhere outside of Twitter. Yes, you got TikTok, but TikTok's, there's just porn on TikTok.
All those platforms are fundamentally exist for a different reason.
Correct.
Right. They exist for a different reason. And I think X, as it is now and what it's becoming, is becoming something that is actually trying to bring you value instead of extract value.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, that's what it is. It really is bringing people value. And not even just financial, it's bringing people value. I do have a lot of user minutes on Twitter, more than I would want daily, but they're less regrettable ones.
Yo, I'm about. Do you want to check yours live and check mine live? I haven't checked this in a while.
Can you bring up Dominic Webb? Carlos, can you see X being worth more than Meta? That's a good question.
Okay, I don't see that happening yet.
The short answer is no. Yeah, the short answer is no, because I mean the amount of Twitter or X needs to more than 10x to even get close to the average the daily users of Meta.
Dude, real quick, guess my daily average spent on X in terms of hours.
Oh, you're looking at your freaking screen time? Oh man, I'm gonna say 8.
A little bit under 5 hours and 13 minutes a day.
Oh man, let me look at mine. This is
Elon's getting 5 hours of my life every day. I get
that's just on your phone, dude. If I looked at it on my Mac too.
Oh, true, my desktop. Yeah, I get 2,600 notifications a day from X. I didn't even know.
Hell, man,
they send that.
Where is that? Oh, screen time. Let me see. Okay, so go down to the apps. Hold on. Where do I see that?
It's right under notifications, sounds, focus.
Hold on.
Right under the Wi-Fi.
Right, but I see. Oh, okay, I have to click into it. Hold on. See all app and website activity.
Yeah, all app.
Today it was 37 minutes, but I'm gonna go. Oh no, will it track that? No, on the Mac it won't track that.
No, on the Mac it won't.
What website I'm on? App and website activity.
Damn, bro, 5 hours I was on this shit today. Granted, sometimes my phone is just open while I'm doing stuff, and I'm not literally looking.
It'll shut down if you're not actually touching it. It'll shut down. No, I'm on. I'm on it. Like, wait, I have it open. I have a bunch of stuff. I'm watching a video here. I'm looking at. I'm reading a post over there. I got my own shit. Jesus, like today. This is what I spent my time doing. And I think we should end it. We should end it on this. Hold on.
Someone said real quick, Amit, why not coincide your macro darts with the morning market open and stream on X? I am streaming on X now for the market open. That started this week. And on market open, we're going through the updates on macro darts because it's all relevant because I post them 30 minutes before the market open. So I do think it's going to help explain the macro news even better on the open as well.
So let's share this.
Kelly says 2 hours and 7 minutes. Yeah, it's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. So guys, I did go out and buy it.
Whoa!
I did, and it arrived today. Here it
Wait,
is.
you actually ordered it, dude?
I actually ordered
That
it.
Google
Here it is.
ad got you, dude. Oh
Here
my
it
god!
is. And here, I'll just do a quick. Hold on, I'll do a quick demo of this thing.
Wait, how
This
much did
thing-
you pay? How much did you pay for this?
I got it for cheap. This was like $30 or whatever on Amazon.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Yeah, let's see it. Oh, let me make you full screen. Or hold on.
There it is. This thing.
Okay, hold on. There we go.
I mean, this thing, bro. This thing goes forever.
Oh my dude, this means so much to me because it's my favorite movie. The metaphor, the symbolism in this is like
It goes forever. And then so anyway, so I
no,
went ahead-
Juan just called it Leo's butt plug.
yeah, he wrote me on
That is so disrespectful and hilarious at the same
Share-
time. But
wait, share the screen real quick because
oh my
someone
gosh.
posted. Yeah, he wrote it. Oh no, which
Oh, man.
that's Amit Patel.
Oh goodness.
He wrote that. But then I posted. Hold on. I posted this video of the video in action, of the thing in action, and who was it? Couch Investor was like, Inception music would have been nice, so I did create.
Oh, let's see. We're gonna get demonetized, but screw it.
There
Okay,
it
that
is.
was good.
And that's-
Everyone has to go to Carlos's Twitter post to see the video.
That's
Check out his.
one minute. Literally, that's I spun it and hit record, and it sat in that position for over a minute. So my record now is like 3 minutes. And then somebody posted. Who posted underneath it? Somebody posted underneath how to get it up to. Here it is. Damon was like, you got one. I had one in my office, and I used to spin it on the bottom of a coffee cup as it had a slight bowl and a ceramic surface. And I did that, and it was like 3.5, 4 minutes. So it's pretty cool. It's a lot heavier than you would think.
Dude, that's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
Really
So you'll be getting one for Christmas.
Oh man, I love it. That's awesome.
So that was fun. And then the last thing I'm going to leave on is everyone with their significant other needs to buy this game.
Which game? Served couples. Okay.
It's a couples edition.
How'd you find out about this? It was an ad?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't even know how I came up to it, but it's basically a game that you play with your significant other in real life. So, for example, you get to serve each other these cards, and I gave it to my wife, and I started today, and I'm scared. So you get a card like this, Sorcerer's Stylist. This card allows. Well, if I play this card, this allows me to dress my wife exactly how I want, and she has to wear that for a day, exactly how I want. Now, she has cards that are similar to this. There's another one called like the Hobby Hater, right? So this card means that whatever hobby that I'm interested in that she doesn't like, she's forced to do it with me.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Weekend Warrior, she has to plan a weekend out. There's another one for like massage parlor. I get a free, a 1 hour massage with music, oil, a whole bunch. There's some crazy ones in here.
Dude, that's have you showed your wife yet?
Yeah. And the thing is, you have slightly different cards. So I don't have the exact cards that she got, but like I got another one, the runway show. She has to do a 30-minute runway show with a minimum of 3 outfit changes.
This is kind of
It gets crazy. There's a lot of good ones. There's some funny ones too. There's one where it's like you have to speak in the selected accent of my choice for 30 minutes, and if I catch you using your other voice, then I get to remove one of the cards from your deck.
This is okay.
So I'm gonna be like, I want you to speak in German with a French accent. Like it's just a lot of fun. And so we're already plotting each other's demise. So if I'm wearing like something really stupid and funky one day, it's because my wife played the card and I'm not losing this game. I'm not losing this game.
I think you might have to send me the link for that, bro.
Yeah, it's called Serve.
You might have to send me the link for that. I love it.
Like thing. Yeah, it is. It's like Cards Against Humanity, which is absolutely hysterical. Yeah, for
But 2 weeks from now, when Carl's sleeping on the couch, we'll know.
She's gonna demand it. Anyway, anything else today?
This was fun, bro. You and me can. I will be seeing Carlos soon, January 16th.
Tell him about it.
I don't want to say why I'm going to Cali. I want to leave that as a surprise because it'll be a nice little fun thing when when the news is out. But I am going to Carlos. He's driving me somewhere, picking me up from LAX, and we're gonna get sushi. We're gonna chill. I'm gonna get to see his new kiddo. And then we're going to go do something super important. And then I'll be back in New Jersey in 24 hours. So excited to see Carlos.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Do you want? Have you told people the date?
Yeah, January. Well, I don't know when it's gonna be posted, but January 16th I'm going. I'll be back January 17th, and then there'll be a video posted in a few weeks after that. So
yeah, we'll live stream something, and I'm also going to try to do. I told you that I wanted to do a video on the drive that I've been meaning.
Yeah, so we're driving to an area where we still have to go through Malibu to drive there, right?
Well, I think we'll be going up to PCH.
Okay, so it's gonna be a really cool drive, and it's a Tesla. I've never been in a Tesla for that long, and so you have a Model Y, right?
Yeah, Model Y. No, I'm not performing long range. Yeah,
That's like the big one.
that's the middle size car.
The
I
middle
had
size.
the X. No, I had the X.
You have the X, but yeah, okay. Okay, cool. So it'll be fun, and we'll post some updates when I see Carlos for the second time, and that's cool. And in 5 months, get to see you again.
Like the longest. Yeah, that's we're starting to make this a somewhat regular thing.
Yeah, that'll be dope. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. And
If you haven't hit subscribe, follow us on X. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there, and we've got a lot of other cool things. But the other thing I was going to say is, should we, that link that I sent you, that I sent the guys this weekend, should we show some of that?
they want to do it right now.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm down, dude. I'm down. Let's show it.
1 or 2.
Let's show 1 or 2. Okay, so well, this is all right. So this is the last thing we do.
Set it up as part of
Okay.
what we're doing behind the scenes.
So we are trying to basically come up with a really cool intro for the show. And Carlos is in the videography world, so he knows how to edit and shit like that. And he's been working for the past week, just compiling a ton of clips and videos and stuff. And we're going to show you a couple of intros that he came up with.
Just so, because my idea was to have 5 of them, 1 for each day of the week, a unique opening for our.
Think of Olin podcast song in the beginning. It's like that for Finance Junkies, and super personalized. And I think people will enjoy it.
So let me do it like this, because we'll share. And then, so our thing is to have 1 for every day of the week. And
Carlos doing like a 90s. Everywhere you go, there's a place in your heart.
we all peek out of the tree.
Dude, Full House is top 10. Full House is top 10.
Well, listen, you remembered it.
Dude, I watched Full House. People think I'm young, dude. I've watched every episode of Full House.
He's like, I was in my diapers, but
no, in 2006, I was 9 years old. I was watching Full House, dude. I was watching the 1994 version of it, but because Nick at Night, Nickelodeon on cable, they only played Full House. So
they were old for you. That was my like A team.
That was your 18 years old. Yeah.
That was like my A team. So these are some of the opens. We've got 1 for every day of the week. This would be Sunday. We have Monday. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So leave a comment below and let us know which one you like.
Okay, this is Sunday. This is 12 seconds. All right, go ahead.
This would be the Sunday one. Hold on.
Okay, that's the Monday one. Oh, we can't hear it either. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good.
Hold on, I did it wrong. Okay, this is the Sunday one. I don't know why I played it incorrectly. Come here.
We can't hear it, dude. The volume is super low. Yeah.
Hear it?
No. Desktop audio is super low.
Oh, I know why. Hold on. I know why. I have to do it on this page. Here we go.
Says, what would you be doing before turning to the camera and smiling if it was a 90s sitcom intro? That's a good question. That's really.
You wouldn't see his hands.
That's a yeah.
See his heads. All right. So let me. You know what? It's the whole thing with the tabs. You have to have it playing in the tab of StreamYard. That's so fucking annoying.
Okay. After this live stream, by the way, I just want to make an announcement to everybody. I am launching another media company along with Macrodarts. No, I'm just kidding. I'm taking my ass to the gym downstairs. I haven't worked out all day. So I just want to let all 336 people know that I'm actually going to work out after this. Even though I don't fucking want to, but I'm going to go do it.
I'm trying to as well. Okay, so let me know if you hear this. This would be the Sunday one.
Not financial advice at the end. I love it.
Research.
I love it. Okay, so that was the Sunday one. That was the simple one. And now let's go to the longer one.
The Monday one.
Yep.
The stock market. All of us are trying to make some money.
They're not actually meme stocks. They're profitable businesses.
Movements in the price action are somewhat predictable. You guys keep glossing over that like it's not important. It is important.
$2 trillion in assets. That's what differentiates.
No, listen. Ooh, hold on. We got Big Boy in the chat.
I can vote with my dollar. It's a principle thing. It's not financial.
Why don't you just keep DCAing into the high quality companies and you'll do okay.
Palantir is the most exciting company in the world.
We provide the entertainment. That's what we do here.
Can we ring the bell?
Alexa, Activate studio mode.
Dude, it's fucking fire, dude. It's so good.
That was a lot of fun putting that one together.
It's so good. I haven't heard the other one, so this is
All
gonna
right,
be
that would be the Monday. So if you tune into the Monday show, that will be the pre-roll before we come in. This would be Tuesdays.
S&P 500 52-week high.
It's not illegal, but I think it's immoral.
I'm going to share 2 charts with you.
When you see that, you know that there's something broken.
Dude, these are so epic, dude. It gets you excited for the episode.
So, and if you tune in on Wednesday, guys, this is what you'll eventually be annoyed of. This is what you'll be skipping.
I feel like I've heard that sample before. That's so good. That's so
Yeah,
good.
this is all royalty free. And then if you are with us on Thursdays, this is what you get.
Man, I love it. It's cool because it's not the same one every time. Because if you hear the same thing every time, it does get annoying. So every day, if you tune into a different one,
That was the idea, to just mix it up, mix up the links, and have different sort of music styles. Because you never know what we're talking about, and there are 4 different personalities here, so it shouldn't feel like one thing.
I think the people looking at the chat, they like the ones where we're talking the most in the background. I agree. I do like those the best with the music.
Yeah.
So maybe we do those for the other days, but we got to see because it takes a long time to make
Honestly,
them.
all we have a lot of podcasts, and it's a lot to find those cool little sound bites, even with looking at transcriptions and searching through it. So,
dude, you know what? I should help you with that, dude, because I have a little bit more time now. Because if I can help you find those moments, if I can give you the clips and you just take them.
Somebody can help or tell us in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat, dude. If someone can help find
phrases, catchphrases would be something like that. That would help because then I can at least start searching.
Yeah. Okay. So because this does take a long time. So Monday and Tuesday were the best, obviously, because of the catchphrases. If anyone wants to spend some time just going through a couple episodes and you want to give us some timestamps of little things we've said, think about like 10 to 20 of them. You could give like 2, someone else could give 2, and I'll compile them together. Just DM me on Twitter. I'll send them to Carlos, and then he can make his magic with them. So I think that's
raw thoughts. Yeah, Kelly. See, that's a good one. Raw thoughts. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What are your raw thoughts on that, guys? You know, like those.
Dude, you found some good ones, like VITALY, the high quality companies, and KRIS, and then me saying some Palantir. Like, it's good shit.
It took a second. I have to download all those videos, and so a lot of it is literally just going through hours and hours of videos, scrubbing through, trying to hear it. The one with it would be 1 second long. It would just be the disclaimer page.
Dude, I made a joke today on the market close. JP Morgan, this dude was Ted Fawcett or something, was making some prediction.
Yeah.
I was like, looks like that guy likes tap water.
Okay.
You see, you laughed. You make fun of these jokes, but you laughed.
That was a good one. That's a good one because that goes into like, that goes into where
it's
my
intellectual, dude.
Everyone
thinks the jokes are wrong. It's intellect. Like, you have to think of that in a moment. That's intellectualism.
Yeah, well, not everyone's going to get it, but the ones that do will appreciate it.
Correct.
And the last thing is we should get going. The last thing that I'm going to ask is whenever you hear any of us saying something about like a long-term prediction, can we make sure that some of the guys that we have that are clipping clips for us, can they post that? Because I do want to be able to look back for that. Like I made a prediction yesterday. I was like, the Vision Pro, they'll sell every single one or whatever it is. Like any of those things that we predict, I want to have a place on the Finance Junkies Twitter where that's being held accountable.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Anytime you hear us say things that are like, oh, hey, this is what we think is going to happen with something really specific and or time frame, I'd love to have a place where those are just clipped and have them up there so we can look back at it. Dude,
real quick before we go, we got to make fun of VITALY. This is how much he pumped Enphase today. He said, if you post a pic of you buying Enphase, he will follow you. Everyone go to his tweet and give him some shit for this. Because even I've not done this with Palantir. I mean, this is just like, this is pumping at a different level at this point. You know what I'm saying? This is just.
But to his defense, he's saying post a pic with proof of your buy. So they've already bought.
So he's just looking for so many Enphase. Look at this. Look at what this guy posted. He put a Palantir. I love it. Yo, this is great.
I'm never deleting that app. I'm never deleting that app.
You only get it on X. This is great.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go be a good husband, father, and eat some food.
I'm going to go to the gym, even though I'm so tired, dude.
Prediction track. I know. I'm gonna go too. Are we friends on the Apple Watch?
Dude, I'm not buying an Apple Watch.
You gotta
I'm
get
not
an
doing it.
Oh,
I'm
why don't you go
excited.
buy a Fitbit? Oh, because they went out of business.
They went out of business? They went out of business?
No, they're still
I
around.
hope not. Okay.
That's my point.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining. Good night. Have a good one, guys. Bye. I said buys. Have a good one, guys. Bye. See you later. Kelly says you don't want to go to the gym. Take your ass to the gym. We all got to go to the gym. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.